Good afternoon, students. So nice to see you all after quite a few days. Hopefully, your half-yearly exam has gone quite well. So today we are going to continue with where from we have left in the previous class. We were discussing about retirement, right? So today we will continue with retirement, and today we will take a little higher sum because we have already discussed about the calculation of profit sharing ratio. Then we have already discussed about the goodwill, how we are going to treat at the time of retirement, right? So these things are done. So today we are going to focus on the bigger sums where we have the collection of all the things. That is, the revaluation account will be there, partners capital account will be there, and the balance sheet of course will be there. So along with that we are going to do it, right? So let's start, and then sharing the page with you all. So we will take up, we can just see that we are going to take up a completely big sum where the settlement of the partners also settlement of the partner will be there, a full fledged sum. Okay, this type of sum may have 6 marks in the final examination. Okay, so try to understand that. So before we start, I would like to give you a quick recap of how we are settling the retiring partners account. I have already discussed the time of journal entry, but still I am repeating it once again. So when all the things has been transferred, like transfer of reserves, transfer of profits and losses, then any accumulated losses are there, that will also be transferred. Revaluation profit will be transferred. Goodwill will be transferred. Share of goodwill will be transferred. When all such transfers are done, at last, how you are going to pay up the partner. So at the time of paying of the partner, what you have to see, just see here, payment of the amount due to retiring partner. When the amount due to the retiring partner is ascertained, after all adjustments, it is either paid out in cash or transferred in his loan account. Okay, either we'll pay it in cash or we'll pay in the will transfer it in the loan account. Now, if the amount is paid in cash or by check, so if you have sufficient money in the business and the question has mentioned that you are going to pay in cash, then you are going to take the first step, that is pay the money in cash or by check. So what will be there? It will be retiring part. Then remember that if you are having enough money in the bank, it will be by check. So you will take the bank account, and if you are having enough money in the cash, then it will be by cash, right? So the journal entry will be like this: retiring partners capital account debit, because the capital account is closed now, not required at all. So retiring partners capital account will be closed. Debit to, it will be retained partners capital account debit close to cash or bank account, right? If the money is being paid in cash or bank account, right? And again, next one, um if there is insufficient amount of money, or if we are going to pay him in installment, or say we are not going to pay the entire amount, or certain amount of money is to be paid later on, right? We are not going to pay entire amount now, or we are going to pay certain amount of money later on, then it will be transferred to the loan account. How? Retiring partners capital account debit to retiring partners loan account, right? The amount of money which is not paid, right? Now generally you should remember that if nothing is mentioned about the interest that is to be paid on retiring partners loan account, you should remember it is 6% per annum, okay, till the loan has been paid off, right? So let's take up a sum. So in this particular illustration, we are taking illustration number 30. In this illustration, we are going to learn both the preparation of a revaluation account as well as the capital account. Of course, the balance sheet is there along with that, but that has been omitted from the CBSE syllabus of 2020-21. Okay, due to the COVID pandemic. So let's start. Question number, illustration number 30. What is given here? A, B, and C, three partners, are sharing profits and losses in the ratio 5 is to 3 is to 2. Okay, the profit sharing ratio is 5 is to 3 is to 2. Their balance sheet on 1st of April 2011 was as follows. In 2011, the balance sheet, 1st April 2011, the balance sheet was like this. Sundry creditor was there, employees provident fund was there, reserve fund was there, okay, workman compensation reserve was there, and capital was there. Now if those who have not watched the previous video of retirement of partner, please watch it, because there I have mentioned about the steps what is to be followed, how we are going to solve a problem of retirement. Okay, It is very similar to admission. Only the thing is that at last we are going to settle it, and instead of finding out gaining ratio, we find out instead of finding out sacrificing ratio, we find out the gaining ratio, right? So that things. So the steps remain the same. That is, first of all, transfer all the accumulated profit, all the accumulated losses, and reserves to the partner's capital account. Okay, so we have got two things here. One is the reserve fund. The other one is workman compensation fund. Employees provident fund belongs to the employees, so don't touch it. It will be untouched. It will be remaining untouched. Okay, so one is the reserve fund, the other one is workman compensation reserve. Coming on the asset side, we have got cash, sundry debtors, stock, furniture, patent, building, and goodwill. Now all of you are aware that if goodwill is appearing in the balance sheet, that means we have to write it off, right? Same as we did at time of admission. And we have learned also in the previous class that goodwill will be written off if it is appearing in the book. Appearing in the book means appearing in the balance sheet. Clear? So goodwill will be written off. So we are getting three adjustments from here. One is the reserve fund, one is the other one is workman compensation reserve. Obviously you have to see workman compensation reserve, what is the compensation required to be done, or whether there is any compensation or not. That accordingly we will do. You are aware of those things. If you have forgotten that, then please watch the video that was prepared on workman compensation reserve. Then coming back again, and the next thing is goodwill. So goodwill also will be written off. Okay, it will be written off. You know how, what is the journal entry? Partners capital account debit to all the partners. Okay, A, B, C. All the partners capital account debit to goodwill account. So now coming to the adjustment, what we can see here is that C retired on the above date, that is on 1st of April 2011. C is retiring, and what is given here, first thing, goodwill is to be valued on the base of 2 years purchase of average profit method. Okay, we are going to use average profit method, and it will be 2 years purchase of the last 4 years profit. Last 4 years average profit we have to take out, and then what you have to do, you have to multiply by 2. We will get the goodwill. So you can see that the profit for the last year was how much? Last year ended 31st March was how much? 2008, 9, 10, and 11. It was 14,400. Then 20,000, then it was a loss of 10,000, and it was 15,600. Accordingly, we'll calculate and find out. We know how the calculations to be done, right? So we'll keep it for later. We'll find out the calculation. The next is the 5% provision for doubtful debt to be made on debtor. So this 5% provision for doubtful debt to be made on debtor means we have to create extra 5% debtor. Now, whether there is provision made or not, no, here there's no provision done on debtor. So 5% of 8,000 will be how much? 400 rupees. This 400 rupees of provision you have to create. So obviously it will go in the revaluation debit side, right? Revaluation debit side. So first number 2 one is going to go in the revaluation debit side. The amount is 400. How come? 5% of 8,000, it is 400. Then stock be appreciated by 10%. Stock be appreciated by 10%. What is the meaning of that? The value of stock will increase by 10%. So what is the value of stock here? Stock, we are having a value of 40,000. So the 10% of 40,000 will be 4,000, right? So it is increase in the value of asset. So it will go in the revaluation credit side, isn't it? It will go in the revaluation credit side. I hope all of you are able to understand this. Okay. Okay, so that portion is clear. Okay, that means we are going to increase the value of stock of 4,000 in the revaluation credit side. Fine. Then comes the next one, patent are valueless. What is the patent value? You can see the patent value, it is 4,000. It is valueless means today it is having no value, so zero, loss. So it will come in the revaluation debit side, right? Revaluation debit side. And coming to the next one, building be appreciated by 20%. Building value is increasing by 20%. So what is the building value? Building value was 60,000. So 20% of 60,000 is how much? 12,000, right? Clear? 20% of 60,000 is 12,000. So it is increasing. So it will go in the revaluation credit side, income for us, isn't it? We know the concept of revaluation. It is a nominal account. All increase will be coming in the credit side. All losses will be coming in the debit side. All in gains, credit side. All losses, debit side, right? So then again, sundry creditor to be paid 2,000 more than the book value. Okay, what is the creditor value? It is 10,000. We have to pay 2,000 extra. So 2,000 is our new loss. So it will again come in the revaluation debit side, isn't it? So revaluation debit side will come. So I hope that all the adjustments are clear. So first of all, what we will do is that we will transfer all the accumulated profits and losses, we have seen that there is no adjustment for workman compensation fund, isn't it? We can see that there is no adjustment for that. So workman compensation fund also will be transferred to the partners capital account. So first of all, reserve fund of 6,000. Clear? We'll transfer that. So what is asked there? Which is asked that pass journal entries and prepare revaluation account, capital account, and the balance sheet of the new firm. So it's a total sum of all the methods, all the things, all the details, right? So one by one we will take up. So first of all, we can go with the journal entries also. So what is there? Reserve fund. Reserve fund, how can we transfer? We already know that reserve fund account debit 6,000 to A's capital account, to B's capital account, to C's capital account in the ratio 5:3:2, isn't it? So we can see that the first entry is reserve fund account debit 6,000 to A's capital account, 3,000 to B's capital account, 1,800 to C's capital account, 1,200 in the ratio of 5:3:2, right? Then comes workman compensation reserve. So it will also be transferred in the same way. Workman compensation reserve account debit 2,000 to A's capital account, to B's capital account, to C's capital account in the ratio 5:3:2. So you can see that workman compensation reserve account debit 2,000 to A's capital account, 1,000 to B's capital account, 600 to C's capital account, 400. This is nothing but the ratio of 5:3:2. Clear? After that, we can go for writing of the goodwill also. You can just shuffle few of the journal entries, that will not be a problem. So if you write up the goodwill, what will be the journal entry? A's capital account debit, B's capital account debit to C's capital account debit to goodwill, isn't it? All the partners capital account debit to goodwill. So you can see that how to write up the goodwill. Here they have done the evaluation first, so you can just go do up and down, just no problem. So A's capital account debit 3,000, B's capital account debit 1,800, C's capital account debit 1,200, to goodwill account 6,000. This is nothing but the goodwill written off. Clear? So first of all, we will finish the entries that are available in the balance sheet. Okay, we have got three things, all the three things settled, right? Now we will go with the adjustment. So goodwill, we will see this part. First one we will see later on after seeing the remaining revaluation account. So in the revaluation account, we saw that the first one was debit 400, isn't it? While explaining, I told that it was a debit of 400. Clear? And again, let me do one thing. Let me do little editing here so that you can understand the things in a little more better way. So number 2, it was a debit. It will be revaluation debit side because it is a loss. How much? Revaluation debit side 400, isn't it? It was nothing but number 2. Now accordingly, coming to number 3, we can see that it will be a credit because it is appreciated, right? So appreciation of how much? 10%. So we already saw that the value, it will be 4,000, isn't it? You can just revolve once more, and you can see that the stock value, the stock was to be appreciated by 10,000. It was 40,000, so 10% will be 4,000. Now coming to the next one, patent was valueless. Patent was also 4,000, so now it is valueless, so it will be total debit 4,000, right? Then coming to the next one, number 5, building be appreciated. Building value is increasing, right? So it will be credited. So what was the building value? 60,000. So 20% it is appreciating. 20,000 appreciating means 12,000 will be increasing, isn't it? Clear? And in case of number 6, creditors to be paid 2,000 rupees more. So 2,000 rupees extra we are going to pay. So it is a loss. So again a debit of how much? 2,000 rupees. Right? So this is how your adjustments of adjustment related to the revaluation account will be done, isn't it? So what are you getting here? Just a minute, okay? Yeah. So what are you getting here? You can see that here what is happening. The stock which was of this value was having just a minute. Provision for doubtful debt debit, then patent debit, then sundry creditor were there, here debit, right? So in 3 cases the debit is there. So revaluation will be debited in the 3 cases, isn't it? 3 cases revaluation will be debited. So the total we will do altogether. Also you can do how you will do that. all the debit we can do first. How will you do? Revaluation account debit, how much? 400 plus 4000 plus 2000, isn't it? Revaluation loss, it's a loss. Here debit and credit all relates to the revaluation. So revaluation account debit 400 plus 4000 plus 2000. So it is 6400. Revaluation account debit 6400. To provision for doubtful debt 400, right? To provision for doubtful debt 400. To patent 4000. To sundry creditors 2000, isn't it? This is how it will be reflecting. Clear? Okay, so I'm just erasing it so we can see that here we have done, that is revaluation account debit 6400, to provision for doubtful debt 400, to patent 4000, to sundry creditor 2000. Accordingly, in case of building and stock, we are appreciating 4000 because it was 10%. We can see again the stock value is 40,000, so 10% will be how much? 4,000, and the building value was 60,000 and it was appreciated 20%. So it will be how much? 4,000 and 16,000, right? Sorry, 4,000, 12,000. So the entry will be like this: stock account debit 4,000, building account debit 12,000, to revaluation account 16,000. You can see here stock account debit 4,000, building account debit 12,000, to revaluation account 16,000. Okay, clear? So this is the profit on revaluation, right? So after that, what will happen? We are going to find out whether whether there is profit on revaluation or loss on revaluation. We have to make a comparison. So we can see that either earlier the revaluation debit was 6400 and the credit was 16,000. So obviously the credit is more. So if the credit side is more, that means it is a profit. Clear? So what is the profit amount? 9,600, isn't it? This 9,600 is a profit amount. This will be transferred to the partner's capital account. How? By debiting the revaluation and crediting the partner's capital account. So it is because since it is a profit, revaluation account will be debited and closed. So revaluation account debit 9,600 and the partners are going to get this profit. So capital will increase. Capital shows credit balance. To increase it, you have to credit it. So to A's capital account 4,800, to B's capital account 2,880, to C's capital account 1,920 in the ratio of 5:3:2. Clear? Okay. Then moving back again, let's find out all the what are the things we have already done. We have finished 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? And also the balance sheet. Now what is left? Goodwill. So what to do with goodwill? We'll do the calculation. So we can see that how the goodwill will be calculated. Calculation of goodwill, the total profit will be taken for the last 4 years. So in the first year, it was a profit of 14,400. In the second year, it was a profit of 20,000. In the third year, there was a loss of 10,000. And in the fourth year, there was a profit of 15,600. So after doing the sum total, we are getting how much? 40,000 rupees. This is nothing but the total profit of the last 4 years. And so what will be the average profit? 40,000 divided by 4, right? So the average profit is 10,000. Clear? And the average profit is 10,000, right? Now what is told here? What is the number of years purchase? Goodwill is to be valued on 2 years purchase. Okay, so 2 years purchase means whatever the amount of average profit will come multiplied by 2. So here we have the average profit as 10,000, right? The average profit is 10,000. So the goodwill will be how much? 10,000 into 2. So 10,000 into 2, it is coming 20,000, right? So the goodwill, it is coming how much? 20,000 rupees. Clear? Okay, fine. So what will be retiring partner share? Who is the retiring partner? C, isn't it? We saw in the question it was C. You can see once again, C retires. Okay, so what is C share? C share is 2 by 10. 5 plus 3 plus 2 is 10, right? So 2 by 10. So let's find out what is the 2 by 10. What is C's share of goodwill? So now C's share of goodwill equals to how much? Rupees 20,000, the amount of goodwill, isn't it? 20,000 is the amount of goodwill. And just a minute. Yeah. So 20,000 is the amount of goodwill. And so what will be C share? C share will be 20,000 into 2 by 10, right? It was 5:3:2, isn't it? So how much it is coming? 2 by 10. Obviously, it is coming 4,000, right? Clear? So 4,000 rupees is C share. Now there's no information who is going to bear how much. Who is going to take how much share from C? Let's come back to the question. There's nothing mentioned that what will be the new ratio, right? There is nothing mentioned what is the new ratio. So in the previous class also I told you, if the new ratio is not given, the old ratio will be taken as the gaining ratio, isn't it? As well as the new ratio also. So what is the remaining ratio? 5:3:2 was the total share of A, B, and C. Now since C is not there, so the new ratio will be 5:3, isn't it? Clear? The ratio of A is to B is to C was how much? 5:3:2, right? This was the share. Now what has happened? There's no more C here. C gaya. C gaya. So what will happen now? Since C is not there. So what will be the new ratio of A and B? A and B, they are going to share the ratio of 5:3. Clear? So now what will happen? This is not required. This was only for your understanding. Okay. So now what will happen? So C share of rupees 4,000 will be taken by A. A will give how much? Rupees 4,000 into how much? 5/8, because the ratio was 5:3, isn't it? So 5/8. How much it will be? 8,52500, right? 2500. And how much B will give? B is going to take how much? Rupees 4,000 into 3/5, isn't it? So 3/5, how much it is coming? 1,500. This is the gain. So what is the entry? We all know that the entry will be A's capital account debit 2,500, B's capital account debit 1,500 to C's capital account 4,000, isn't it? A's capital account debit 2,500, B's capital account debit 1,500 to C's capital account 4,000. Clear? So it is coming like this. You can see that here. A's capital account debit 2,500, B's capital account debit 1,500 to C's capital account 4,000, right? 4,000 rupees. So this is nothing but the share of retiring partner that will be given. Clear? After that, what you will do? You will balance what is the amount due on C. Now, if the question asks only for journal entry, how will you calculate it? Just see. I'm just showing you here in the rough. In the working note, you can just prepare calculation of amount payable to retiring partner. Okay, clear? So first of all, whatever balance is there, balance of capital, so balance of capital, how much we are having here? Just a minute. Yeah, balance of capital, how much we are having here? Just try to find out here. We have 25,000, isn't it? We have 25,000 in the balance of capital. So 25,000 rupees. After that, we can remember that there was a transfer of reserve. So how much was the reserve? We'll find out that. Then again, there was a transfer of workman compensation fund or workman compensation reserve. That also we can find out. I'm just preparing it so that at the time we can write down the amount. Okay. Then there was share of goodwill. Not the one written off. Written off will be deducted. That will be doing late. That will do later on. Okay. So first of all, whatever things C is going to get, we are going to add it up. So let's find out. Wherever capital will be credit, that means C is going to get. Another thing was that revaluation. So first of all, you see reserve fund. How much C is going to get? 1,200. Okay, 1,200. Workman compensation reserve. How much C will get? 400. So let's write down this two first. It was 1,200, right? Then here it is 400. Clear? Now coming to the share of goodwill, we have already seen that it was 4,000, right? So these are the things. In addition to this, we have got one more important thing, that is the share of profit in revaluation or profit on revaluation. Profit on revaluation. How much was the profit on revaluation? Let's see what it is there. Profit on revaluation was how much? 1,920, right? 1,920, right? Yeah. So anything else? Yes, we have got one very, very important thing, that is a goodwill return of 1,200, isn't it? So that will be deducted. So at last, after adding up all these, you are going to deduct that, right? So let's find out what is the total we have got here. Whatever the amount will come, we are going to add it up. Rupees 25,000 plus 1,200. So it is coming 26,000, 30,000, 31,000, 31,000, 32,520, isn't it? 32,520. And from here we are going to deduct less goodwill written off. We know what was the goodwill written off amount. Just make it little part so that it will be easy for you all to understand. Okay, and it will be clearly it will be very, very clear to you all. Yes. Okay, so what was the goodwill written off? It was 1,200. We already saw that it was 1,200. Clear? So this line is not required here. This is also not required. Yeah. So what will be the amount written off? 1,200. So now what we will do? We'll just deduct this particular amount and we will get the amount payable. Amount payable to C, isn't it? Whatever the amount will be payable to C. So what is the amount payable to C? We can see that after deducting this amount, whatever amount we are getting is 31,000. How much? 31,320 rupees, isn't it? 31,320 rupees. So this is the amount which you are going to pay to C. I hope all of you understood this. Okay, is it clear, everyone? This particular concept, this is what you are going to ignore. This particular underlining and all. Okay, this is you are going to ignore because this is just coming up as a editing here. Already it was made up, so I'm just editing that. Just try to ignore that part. I'm just doing a little bit of edit here, so it is taking more time. Okay, if you are doing that, it will not be hampering because you are not going to do that in your copy. Okay, directly only if you put a double line, that will be enough. Right, so here comes the double line, 31,200. 31,320. Now this 31,320, if nothing is mentioned, how we are going to settle it? Like we saw in the question that there was no information how it will be paid. Okay, how C is going to pay? No information is there. So you're going to pay it in the loan account. So what is the journal entry for that? Just a few minutes back we saw that it will be C's capital account debit to C's loan account, right? C's capital account debit 31,320 to C's loan account 31,320. Clear everyone? Okay. Now this is a very important part of the journal entry. It may be of the 6 mark. It may come for a 6 mark. Okay. Then now coming to the ledger accounts. How to do the ledger? You can just copy it from the journal. Okay. What you will do? Prepare the revaluation account. Then prepare the capital account. Then first of all, you give the capital opening balance. Buy balance brought down. We have already seen it was 50,000, 35,000, and 25,000, right? And then you start doing it. So first of all, we'll transfer the reserve. So reserve will come here. Buy reserve fund account 3,000, 1,800, 1,200. Then we have transferred the workman compensation reserve. We have already done here. In the journal entry it is there. Okay. So workman compensation reserve will come in the credit side as 1,600 and 400. You can see here. Buy workman compensation fund or workman compensation reserve as 1,600 and 400. Okay. Then moving back again, what is the next transaction? We have return of the goodwill, isn't it? Third step, we wrote of the goodwill. So goodwill will come in the capital debit side. So capital debit side, to goodwill 3,000, 1,800 and 1,200. Okay, this is the goodwill return of entry. Now coming to the revaluation account. What was the first one? Revaluation debit side, to provision for doubtful debt, to patent, to sundry creditors 400, 4,000 and 2,000. So you can see the revaluation debit side, to provision for doubtful debt 400, to patent account 4,000, to sundry creditors account 2,000, right? This part will be very simple because journal is clear. Then coming to the next one, stock and building will be debited. So to revaluation account means revaluation account will be credited. So revaluation account credit side, buy stock, buy building 4,000 and 12,000 respectively. After that, do the balancing and transfer to profit transfer to ABC as 4,800, 2,880 and 1,920. This also we have here. That is a revaluation profit, revaluation account debit. So debit side, to A's capital account, B's capital account, C's capital account, 4,800, 2,880, or 1,900, 1,920. Clear? Now the revaluation is over. This revaluation profit will come in the partner's capital account here. By revaluation account, profit 4,800. Okay, 4,800, 2,880 and 1,920. Clear? 1,920. This is nothing but the revaluation profit that came here. Okay. After that, what was the journal entry? It was C share of goodwill. So how to give gaining partner's capital account debit to retiring partner's capital account. So A's capital account debit, B's capital account debit to C's capital account. So you can see that in the debit side of A's capital account it is written, and B's capital account also it is written. Where it will go? In the C's capital account, to C's capital account, where A's capital account debit side 2,500, B's capital account 1,500. And what will happen in C? It will come from A and B. So it will be by A's capital account, C will get 2,500. By B's capital account, C will get 1,500. Clear? There's nothing else. So we will do the balancing, final balancing. So what will you do? Final balancing. First of all, C. After doing the balancing, we can see in the credit side is 32,520. And from there, we have deducted the goodwill and it is coming 31,320. We don't know how to make the payment. So we'll transfer in the loan account to C's loan account. This loan account will appear in the balance sheet liability side. Remember that, okay? It will appear in the balance sheet liability side. So after that, what you will do? The rest of the things will do the balancing. In case of A, the capital balance is 58,800. And after doing the balancing, we can see it is 53,300. And likewise, B, it was 40,280. And now it is 36,980. Okay, 36,980. So these balances will be, after all, transferred to the capital account in a balance sheet. Okay, in balance sheet it will come in the capital account. So now we will go for the preparation of balance sheet, new balance sheet of A and B. Okay, so this part is not there in your syllabus, but still we will be doing it because it's an important thing to note down all these things. So in the balance sheet, what you see is that you can see that the opening balance of cash is there 2,000 because there's no change in that. Okay, you can just refer to your balance sheet. Cash was there 2,000. In case of debtor, 8,000 was there. Less provision was there of 400, isn't it? So that is why you can see that in the closing balance sheet, provision of 400. See, debtor was 8,000, less provision 400, outer column 7,600. Clear? Then moving back again, there was stock of 40,000, and there was appreciation, right? So how much? 10%. So 10% will be 44,000 now, right? 10% increase means 40,000. It will increase to 44,000. So stock, it is, we can see that it was earlier 40,000, now it is 44,000. So 40,000 plus 4,000. Again, furniture was 13,000, no change. Patent was valueless, so no need to write patent, zero, nothing to write. Building, it increased by 20%, so it will be now 72,000, isn't it? And goodwill is not there. So you can see that again, once again, in the balance sheet. Stock 44,000, fine. Furniture, no change, and building is 72,000. No patent is there because written off already. And goodwill is also not there because that is also written off. Now moving back again to the balance sheet liability side, what you can see is that sundry creditor was 10,000, and since there was a claim, since there was an increase in the creditor of 2,000, so it will become now how much? 12,000, because 10,000 plus 2,000, it will become 12,000. Clear? Then the next thing what you can see here is employee provident fund of 5,000, that will be coming. General reserve has been transferred, so it is not general reserve has been transferred to the capital account, so it is no longer there. The workman company reserve is also transferred to the capital account, so it is also not there, right? But we have got what? Cease loan account, remember that, okay? So that will come before capital. So you can see that we are following liquidity method, that is why it is coming before cease capital account. So cease loan account. Cease loan account was 31,320, so it will come in the current liability before capital. And employees provident fund of 5,000, it will come here, okay? Employees provident fund 5,000. Now at last we'll see the capital balance. So capital balance don't need to see in the balance sheet. The new capital balance is in the capital account itself. So in the capital account, you can see A was having a balance of 53,300 and B was having 36,980 rupees. Okay. So after that, how much it is coming? Just a minute. Yeah, here capital, after adding 53,300 and 36,980, we are coming 90,280, and the total of both the sides is 1,38,600, 1,38,600. Clear? And you should mention the note that in the absence of any information, the returning partner's capital account is transferred to his loan account. And we know that employees fund is not transferred to the firm because it belongs to the employees. I hope all of you understood this. Okay, this question is clear. So next day, in the next class, we'll have next question, some other question. Till then, take care of yourself, and please note down all these things and keep a proper record in your copy. Copy maintenance will be there, and copy maintenance will carry some marks also. Okay, so please maintain it properly. Okay, take care. Bye bye.